I just bought a Bentley. Just to bet you Christian Louboutin to make us switch religion. I'm not stupid, baby, but the mansion is. Me and Benji are related like we're relatives. Go and get it, I'm the shit and don't need no laxative. I get it 365, get it steady. No one give it all, I'll give. They don't love us, they just love it. How we live, how we live, how we live, how we live.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, two teams.
DJ Khaled, Convict Music, we the best. We taking over. Listen.
Spread out with it. South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi, on to North Carolina, Philadelphia, Virginia. From down in Miami, where it's warm in the winter. On up to Minnesota, where it's storm in the winter. Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Memphis, 10, holla at me. B&H-Town, Southside, Cloverland, Daddy, I'm the man out in Dallas. Better ass Cali. Catman, Cali with my eyes open, valley. Blowing and spinning.
We've got an electric crowd here in Golden State's Oracle Arena. We've got the Detroit Pistons facing the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So Detroit will get the first possession. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. We've got Marcus Morris. Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Johnson in at the shooting guard. Jackson misses.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts in Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
To the paint, here's Ilyasova. The shot is off, and it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
And talk about a team that just never seemed to get into a rhythm offensively. It was just an ugly game to watch.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I mean, they didn't appear to have any kind of cohesiveness in terms of game plan. They never figured out how to attack the defense. No. Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Assist goes to Stephen Curry.
Jackson with it. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Morris against Iguodala. The dish to Johnson. Drummond passes to Morris. 3 on the clock. Johnson for 3. The Warriors pull it in. Curry with a wide open look. And the Warriors tack on 2 more.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Outside Jackson. Morris outside. Now the feed to Drummond. Shoots from 12. And it's blocked. Knocked away. It's his first trip to the line.
And not the guy you want to see at the line too often. Season numbers has him in the bottom tier of the league.
And we saw it last year, guys, because those numbers were so low. Teams weren't afraid to put him on the line where points were hard to come by for him. Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measured 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
Here's York. Off the left rim and out.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Jackson. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletic.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the two things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say.
My. I mean, that nearly brought the backboard down with that slam.
Well, don't you think, Ray, that's always a possibility when he's the one to finish?
No doubt.
Especially, guys, when he's given the kind of space he had that time.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. The Warriors have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's York, and Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
That drops. And that's now 9 points for Bowling.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Morris a screen. Jackson kicks to Morris. They get it back. Drummond. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. Once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up.
That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what? Man. That man can climb a ladder.
And now the first time I've called here for Detroit. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. A bit ago, Stan Van Gundy and I were able to chat. Their #1 priority is not to give up any looks on the inside, anything easy in the interior, guys. He told me, quote, "We want to have the key look like a fancy club out there. Crowded, not a lot of room, and very hard to get into." Sounds like your kind of place, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. It's tipped. We've got 1:13 left in the first quarter of the game. Clock at 6. York, guarded by Jackson.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lane with the dunk like that.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Green. Here's York. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Drummond. 6 to shoot. It's deflected. 3 on 3. Here's Champ. There's the killer two-handed slam.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Here's Jackson. There's a good screen. Out to the right wing. That will count. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Warriors. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Barnes and Green of the forward set. Champ out there with Steph Curry. And it's York in at center. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. Jennings dishes to Drummond. Barnes grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
Jennings passes to Tolliver. Here's Jackson. No good on the 3. Warriors leading by 13.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year. And that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of the game.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, you know, last season Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
Greg, Steve Kerr did win over the locker room in a hurry last season. They had finished a successful run under Mark Jackson. Winning accelerates everything. They certainly bought into it.
They really did. And people don't often appreciate how difficult it is to come into a situation where expectations are that high. But he also went out of his way to empower his players and really give them some accountability. Didn't try to hide anyone on defense and played to the strengths of his team on the offensive end.
And stolen by Drummond.
Hey, how about on Jennings? How about on Jennings?
Outside Jennings. Pass to Tolliver. Got a piece of it. Jackson has the open look, and he's good on the 3-ball. Jackson's got 6.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
York defended by Drummond. Here's York. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Pistons trail by 11. In the corner, it's Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morris has got his first points of the game. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's York, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers. And Detroit was a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
Brandon Rush, he's checked in for the Warriors. No luck. Good D by Drummond.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Drummond a screen. It's Jackson with the drive. Off the screen. Here's Tolliver, and the layup's good off the glass. Tolliver's got his first points of the night.
They started the game off tortoise-like, but their offense coming to life.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more pep in their step as they start to put together some rhythm.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
The Warriors making a switch here. Iguodala's checked in. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Ilyasova comes in for Anthony Tolliver. And it's Johnson in for Morris.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
That deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Here's York. Rebound by Johnson.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Yeah, I would have to say there are a lot of questions right now from a defensive standpoint. That's for sure.
Pistons trail by 11. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Pulls up. Again, Golden State.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And there's the pass to Johnson. There's the screen. Outside Jackson. Just 5 on the clock. To the middle. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
I mean, even from over here. Here you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Pistons have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're towards the bottom of the league there. Last season, they only shot about 70%.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from Baines. And it's Golden State's ball. Champ, the pass to York. Puts up a 3. And it goes at the buzzer!
Digging deep to hit that shot. That shows some serious guts right there.
Oh, man.
No explanation, no excuses, no hesitation, no fear. Just tremendous execution.
And that does it for the first half of play. The Warriors on top as they end the second quarter with a big 11-3 run. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with Steph Curry. And Steph, much of the stresses of the coach was talking about taking care of the basketball. What kind of work has this team put in, making sure everyone is doing their best to limit those turnovers?
I mean, you look at film, but it's just about in-game situations, just analyzing the situation and taking care of the ball. Making sure that you make eye contact with the passes, and you know, sometimes getting a shot up is better than giving it to them. So we got to just look at that and figure it out.
This team made
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. It was all about Golden State as the game got going. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead as they strung together some excellent possessions early. They came on extremely strong as the quarter was winding down, nailing all 6 of their last field goal attempts to close out the first. The last part of the second quarter went very well for them, continuing the offensive pressure and maintaining some tough defense as they closed out the half with a big 11-3 run. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Boy, it was rough down there in the paint, and they were just dominant, taking it to the rack. But that's what you have to be willing to do. Take the action to the heart of the competition without any fear. That's why this is already a blowout.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons? And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Baller having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Detroit, Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. Then it's Johnson, then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson in at the point.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
And, guys, how about Ilyasova's shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
Champ, the pass to York. On its way from Curry for two. Again, Golden State.
That's the third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
And we were talking about Ilyasova. There's a reason his field goal percentage went up last season. It wasn't necessarily better shooting. It was probably better shot selection.
And I think the scheme played to his strengths. Lots of ball movement, penetration, kicking out to open spot-up shooters. Ersan showed us that's his...
in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Drummond. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Warriors leading by 17. Fires from deep. No good. And it's Detroit the other way. Feeds to Morris. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Again, the miss by Morris.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Stolen by Jackson. Iguodala against Morris. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. The Warriors, number one.
The way these guys move the ball offensively was really a joy to watch. Great teamwork and unselfishness, and that's why we saw those great assist numbers a season ago.
Here is Ilyasova. Johnson outside. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Champ. Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for the Pistons. Jennings comes in for Jackson. Inside. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Drummond. Johnson outside. It's Drummond, high post. Morris outside. 17-foot shot on the way. Detroit, no good that time either.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. It's good from long range. Curry's got 10 points in just the second half.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Drummond got a hand on it. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Johnson with it. And it's Iguodala picking him up. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's York. And another basket for Golden State.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
It's stolen by Curry. And here they come. Launches it. And another three for Golden State. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
And chalk up a few more points for them there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense, I mean, it's all been terrific.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
And you know what? This guy is just a natural-born scorer.
1:15 left in the third. Outside Jennings. Dishes it to Drummond. Out to the right wing. Jennings against Curry. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And the idea of setting the screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you've got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Green. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Curry. And it's blocked. There's 39 seconds left in the third. Here's York. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Clark.
Now Jennings looking for his first basket still in this one. And stolen by Barnes. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Finish off the break.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
That's tipped. The Warriors, another fast break opportunity here.
The spinorama, kind of like he's in the washing machine. Do you know what kind of athlete you have to be to pull off that 360?
Remarkable, truly remarkable.
Let's call it the agitator.
I tell you what, spinorama, I like the nickname. You may have started something there. And he takes it right at the man who just scored on him.
That's the way to answer back with an in-your-face stuff.
Guys, some pride bubbling up right there. He wasn't about to be outshone.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Warriors on top, running away with it. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Pistons shooting at a decent 44% clip here. They've got Harrison Barnes. Barbosa is out there with Ian Clark. Then it's Rush. And it's Cowan in at the 5 down low. That's the Warriors 5.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle. And that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
Now here's Jennings. Defense is right there. And it's blocked. Here's Rush. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
Yeah, another turnover. The guys on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Ball stolen. And it's the Warriors on the break. Here's York. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It goes on Brandon Jennings.
Just a fantastic game for Baller. 8 rebounds and some big-time point production as well. What a force he's been in the paint.
And he's gotten himself into the air, Clark, so often, blocking shots and getting rebounds.
Well, it seems like this is something we've said quite a bit the last few years, but now we really feel like we're in a golden age for point guards. So many point guards on so many teams are the leaders and best players on their teams. You can name a dozen all-star level point guards in the league right now.
Jennings drives in. 4 on the shot clock. From past the arc. No good. Golden State's gone 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. And he gets it to go. Baller's got 58.
Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying them up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
The finish. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. To illustrate just how strong the point guard position is right now, Greg, in the NBA, just take a look at the point guards who did not make the All-Star team a season ago. Wow.
You know, in both conferences, it's almost as if we're in the midst of a point guard renaissance for the NBA. I mean, MVP Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, CP3 out west, John Wall, Kyrie Irving in the East. Boy, I could go on and on with the great players at that position.
kicks to Bullock. He tries for three. The shot's good. Jennings making the play.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
It's like they forgot that anybody else is on the floor. They're just going at each other right now.
I know it's a team game, but every now and then, guys detour into the one-on-one action that we've got on our hands right now.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive attack. Hacking basketball at both ends. Well, this is nothing new. There is some debate on how successful max contracts have been in the NBA. A lot of players have demanded max contract money, but haven't lived up to the pay. And in my opinion, there are only about 15 guys worthy of max contracts in the league in any given year.
Here's Gordon.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Can't connect from long distance. Well, we were talking about max contracts. There are arguments to their benefits. Commissioner Adam Silver said last year that he feels they help with parity. What do you think?
You know, for the most part, I do believe he's correct. I mean, they do help with parity. For guys like LeBron and Durant, let's face it, the big max contract can be a hindrance. They're probably considered to be worth far more than they're paid. But it's going to be something that is debated back and forth throughout the next negotiations for the CBA.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Got it. Good job in the low post.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
For Detroit, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Climbing the ladder for the 360. That's major bounce right there.
Yeah, Clark, he was sky high on the finish.
And how about the athleticism?
That's not as easy as it made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what? That man can climb a ladder.
Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Warriors.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And bragging rights between these teams were on the line today, and they put in some very good work to earn it.
Sure did. I mean, this means they'll come out on top in the season series, 2-1 now. Got to be happy about that.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Baller. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're up by 50. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Baller, he's checked in for Golden State. And it's the Warriors' ball. They're on a 13-5 run here. It's deflected. Clark, the pass to York. Lets it go with the three, and he gets it to go.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
And here's Jennings. He dishes it to Bullock, trying his luck deep. Pistons keep it alive, but they recover it. Baines inside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
That's his second personal foul.
And he can't get the first one.
Aaron Baines taking 2 shots.
And he's good on the second. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch. Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Now a timeout called by Golden State. Guys, what do you think?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I think they might just be taking a few extra seconds to enjoy the win. Is that plausible?
Or maybe just rubbing it in. That's possible.
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
And the free throw, no good. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth. And there's a whistle. That goes on Ian Clark. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First free throw is good.
At the line for the Warriors, Brandon Jennings.
No good on the second free throw. Shoots. Misses. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly.
Congratulations on this win tonight, Stephen, and tell us a little bit about the driving philosophy behind how this team strives to be the most cohesive.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan player. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in what can only be described as a masterful performance. Kenny, your thoughts?
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new